Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name's Liz and this is Let's Get Lizicle, where we do everything card making. Today I am showing you one of my 3-panel frames. These are all the A2 ones. You get A2, A5, and Slimline all in a package. You get 15 card frames for $5 in my Etsy shop. It's super cheap. You get both the SVG and the FCM, which is the Brother Scan and Cut files, in the package. So you get 30 files and they will cut out these beautiful frames for you. For the one I'm using the one that's got like a skinny side and like a fatter other side with like 2 boxes. And I'm using it on the flip side, so the way the file's set up, it'll cut the skinnier, longer side on the left side. You can change that in your system, or you can just, once you cut it out, just flip it over, which is what I did. It suited the stamps that I'm using better. I'm using the Mama Elephant, I think it's called Hammy Birthday or something like that. I'll link all the products down in the description below. But it's just like a hamster birthday set. I wanted a very bright, vibrant card that wasn't necessarily like a girly card. A lot of the birthday cards I have tend to be more on the girly side for some reason. But I wanted to do something a little more neutral / boyish, I guess. So I'm using yellows, greens, and blues today for colors. I did start off using some kind of blending brushes that I bought. I got them off of Temu. They were like 10 of them for $16 or something. They work fine, but they're just, I think I'm realizing that blending brushes are not my preferred method for blending. I love the foam blending tools just because I like getting the full color of the ink that you're using and like the vibrancy of it. And it takes a long time to build that up with brushes, whereas the foam blending brushes like pretty much do it right away for no problems. So I kind of switched back over to my foam ones. I'll use the brushes for other techniques. So like when you add ink to your stamps, you want to do like an ombre look. I'll save a few, but I think I'm going to also give 2 or 3 to each person for the giveaway that I'll be doing once I reach 500 subs. So expect those in the package as well, along with a bunch of other things I'm giving away, which I'll show you a bit closer to getting to the 500 subs. But back to the card. I'm just working on some coloring. I think coloring took me the longest on this card just because it was a lot to color. I ended up using 2 images, but for this hamster that I'm coloring right now, I end up doing like a masking technique because I wanted it to fill that long, tall space a bit more. I'm going to be adding more balloons to this once I'm done finished coloring this first portion. So once I'm done coloring this, I will come back, but for now I'll just play music as I usually do. Okay, now that the coloring is done, we're gonna stamp these again just to bring those black lines back as always. Double stamping for the win. But yeah, and then I'm gonna do a masking technique. But I mess up a little bit here because I end up cleaning and removing the incorrect stamp first. And it's not a big deal just because I'm just making a mask with it. I'm going to be moving it again anyway. It doesn't need to perfectly line up. And I probably could have stamped this off the Misty. I didn't need to do it on the Misty at all. Especially since when you're doing masks, you don't necessarily need to have it clean. You could do a second generation stamping, which is what I was kind of hoping to do. But again, clean the wrong stamp first. So not a big deal. I'm just going to stamp it, cut it out, and then move the stamp again. Because I want that set of 5 balloons on the top as well. I'll just overlap it a bit so it looks like it's part of the grouping of balloons and not just like a second set on top. Then I will go back to coloring and then restamp the second set as well. So I'll go back to playing some music while you guys watch me color. So here I am just double stamping again, and then I'm going to take these images to my brother ScanNCut and cut them out. Obviously, if you have the die won't cut out the image that I altered by doing the masking. You could just add like a second set of balloons to the back of it and make it look maybe a little bit more dimensional. But the good thing about the ScanNCut is it'll cut around the entire image without me having to do that. So now I'm just gluing on the frame. I'm absolutely like obsessed with doing the frames a little bit smaller than the card base now and like extending the color of the background. I just like the way that the color just like pops around the edge as well. So this is kind of like my border, but it's like a colored border. Normally I leave a white border on most of my cards, but I really like doing this technique a lot now. So you probably see it quite a bit. But I'm just gluing this straight down, and then I will glue it to the card base using some double-sided tape. And I'm also using a technique I think I learned on Natasha Foot's YouTube channel, where she just like kind of like peels up a little corner of the tape and not the whole strip before gluing it down. It gives you a little bit more wiggle room, and like if the one little corner adheres and it's not straight, it's okay, you can like peel it up. But trying to peel up an entire panel becomes extremely difficult. Like you can see I just did it right there. The only thing is I think this tape is getting old because the release paper keeps ripping on me, and it got tucked behind there, so you're gonna watch me struggle with this for a minute while I try to get it back out, and then it rips and then I have to try again. So I just do the other sides first and then try digging it out, which is probably not the smartest decision, but that's just the way I ended up doing it. Sometimes you see what you did earlier and you're like, okay, I probably should have done that a little differently, but whatever, it worked. And then I think I'm going to stamp the sentiment next. I'm just like laying out my images to see where they're gonna go. This is pretty much what I had planned exactly. I love this card. I love the bright colors of it. It's gorgeous. This is one of my favorite cards I've ever made. So I'm just going to stamp the sentiment, have a hamsterific birthday in that bottom square. This might have been nice if I had stamped and embossed it in the white, but I probably should have done that before I put it on the card base because I don't want to screw around with the glue. So I just end up stamping it in black, which also works. But I think the white might have like helped it a little bit better stand out, but I'm still not complaining. So I'm just going to prop my images up on some foam tape. Again, this is my Michaels 1/2 inch by 1/16 inch foam tape, and I'm just going to use it to prop up both of these images. Once that is done, I'm going to add some highlights to the balloon, and I think I add some sparkle to the party hat on the other one, as well as some highlighted areas on the cake as well. So that's our card for today, guys, using my 3-panel frame cut file set. If you're interested, the link will be in the description down below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I'd love to have you here. And until next time, thanks. Bye.